Hey friends, welcome back. We are going to be doing something really exciting today. I've been waiting what feels like forever. We're going to be planting our fall potatoes. I'm very excited. Fall isn't always like the easiest time to start potatoes down here, but it is an option. There are a couple tricks to make sure that it goes well, so we'll talk through those today while we put these in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Patrina and welcome to my backyard garden. Let's get our hair up because that's probably the most important thing to start with. It's still pretty hot. It is September. It is still very, very hot here in Florida. But this is actually the time that we can grow our potatoes. We can grow them 2 times a year in spring and fall. But you have to be aiming to get these out of the ground before the temperatures turn 85 in spring, which is usually by around April. So we like to plant them around January. That's our spring planting. And then the fall planting, you want to get them out of the ground before we hit a frost. So in my particular area, I usually get a frost around Christmas time. That is almost exclusively the last 5 years I've not had a frost before Christmas. So it works out that if I plant them in September, I can get new potato size. That's going to be like that size. You know, like a Yukon Gold size potato, not a russet. Russets I save for spring because I have a longer growing season then. So the first thing you have to decide is what variety you want to grow. I'm going to be growing, these are called Huckleberry Gold. They're a purple potato on the outside, but inside they're yellow, and they're like a really good yellow potato. I also like Cow White and Golden Nugget. Golden Nugget's probably my favorite flavor-wise. This one is my favorite because it's so pretty in color and it tastes pretty good. And then Cow White is just a really strong performer. Some people also like to do Yukon Gold. I'm not a fan of Yukon Gold, unfortunately. They've never really worked out well for me, so I just never really got into them. Okay, so I'm gonna lay them out to start. And while we do that, I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the things I think about when I'm growing fall potatoes. So we're gonna lay them out in 3s, I think, like that. And I'm doing, let's see here, I'm doing whole potatoes and cut potatoes. And so in previous years when I've tried to do cut potatoes in the garden, I've always ended up with rotten potatoes. Like they rot before they ever sprout. And that's typically been a challenge for me. And it's mainly because it's so hot down here, and in September, this is kind of like our rainy season as well. So we're getting like hurricanes. So instead of getting our nice little daily showers of rain, we're getting like crazy amounts of rain. And so this causes them, when they're cut, to rot underground, which is not what we're going for, obviously. So I normally don't do cut potatoes, but I did do them this year, and I cut my potatoes and I let them sit for 10 days. And I know that seems like a long time and most people would go against 10 days, but I really wanted to make sure that they had a nice outer like crust so that they didn't have a problem and rot once I got them in the beds. The other thing I like to do is I like to make sure that my potatoes have sprouts. So sometimes in the spring I will plant them even if they're not sprouted yet, but here in the fall, to make sure that they don't rot before they sprout, I make sure that they have these little eyes, these little sprouts. This is a whole potato, and then we're going to take a look at a cut one. When you're going to cut them, you want to make sure that the side that's remaining has at least 2 or 3 sprouts. And then you can see from here, this looks gross, right? But it's nice and hard and thick skinned, so hopefully that'll keep it from rotting underground. The next step we want to do is dig our hole. This one I'm going to aim to go kind of a little bit more shallow than I usually do. I usually do 6 to 8 inches down because I want my potatoes to kind of be protected from the heat at the top of the surface. You know, it gets really hot down here, and potatoes don't like to be hot. They want to stay, you know, below 85 degrees, and that's how they'll form their roots. If the temperatures get above 85 degrees, you'll grow a plant, but you're not going to grow a plant with any roots. But in fall, I do things kind of a little bit different because I want them to sprout and grow fast. I need the plant to start going. very, very quickly so that way it doesn't rot. So I don't want to put it too far down. That's about 6 inches. So I'm probably going to put a little bit back because I want it to be closer to 5 inches. But once again, guys, you don't have to be perfect here. Just do the best that you can. The other thing that I did was I looked at the forecast and I made sure that we are not going to have rain for the next 10 days. Supposedly, we'll probably get a little bit rain here and there, but I don't think it's anything that's going to hurt it. And then you want to put it to where the sprouts are pointing upward. So I'm going to plant the potato in a way where the sprouts on the potato are up. And then we're just going to put our soil back over top. You can put your mulch back if you want. It will grow through and sprout through the mulch. I didn't show this earlier, but I'm putting down a little bit of chicken manure fertilizer. This is actually the only fertilizer that I use for potatoes. I don't use it much for anything else anymore. I found that the potatoes seem to like it a lot. It's a 4-3-2 mix with a 7% calcium. I get this from Azure Standard. It's called Nutra Rich. The potatoes seem to do really well with it. There's something about the chicken manure that it really, really likes. But if you have actual aged chicken manure, you can use that. Or if you don't have access to this, like you don't use Azure and you want another alternative that's organic, you can go with like Garden Tone or Plant Tone. Either one of those will work. I'm really kind of excited to try this out because every year that I've tried to grow fall potatoes, the first year, I did halved potatoes and none of them came up. I don't even think I got one that came up. And then the next year I was like, oh, that's got to be the problem. So I grew whole potatoes and I never went back to see if it had to do with maybe how I prepared the fall potatoes, like how I cut them. Like I think I cut them and then 2 days later I planted them. And I think that was a little bit too quick for them. There is a worm down there. That's kind of, yeah, there we go. I don't want to hurt him. All right, there we go. So I'm really excited to be doing this experiment, I guess, to see if any of these pop up, because I would much rather be able to do cut potatoes because you can get more. When you have to do whole potatoes, you have to buy more seed potato or you have to save more seed potato, and you get double the amount of plants when you can cut them. So I'm much more into that, but not if they're going to rot, right? It doesn't make sense if they're just going to rot. Then I waste all my potatoes. So now, if you're curious why the potatoes might rot very quickly, it's because they're going to be down here for about 2 to 3 weeks before you see them break the surface. So before you see the green leafy part come, it's gonna take 3 weeks. So if you've ever planted your potatoes and you're like, why didn't they pop up and it's only been like a week? It's because they take like 2 to 3 weeks. Sometimes I've had them pop up in 4 weeks. Usually that's when I don't allow them to sprout. When I allow them to sprout, it's usually closer to 2 weeks. So then once you get your potatoes planted and they sprout, then it's just maintaining them. And to be honest, I don't add any more fertilizer after that. You can if you notice that the leaves are getting yellow or something. But honestly, like I find that this amount of fertilizer into the planting hole works just fine for the season. Like I've never had to fertilize them again, and I usually get a pretty good yield. You also might be wondering, do I hill my potatoes? Well, they're in a raised bed, so that's a little bit harder to do than if you grew them in ground. Man, I got a lot of rocks in my garden. Like, what is that about? But sorry, as I was saying, I don't hill them. It's a little harder to do. I do keep a nice layer of mulch on them. I do that because since I don't hill them, they do tend to peek up out of the ground, and if they peek out of the ground for too long, they'll turn green. And green potatoes are not able to be eaten. They're going to upset your stomach because they have something called, was it solacane? I can't remember. But it's a substance that happens in potatoes that it turns the potato green, and then it upsets our stomach. It's kind of poisonous to us. I don't think it's going to kill you if you eat one. Don't take my word for it, just don't eat them. But if you do accidentally eat one, I've accidentally eaten one that was green, and you just end up with a tummy ache. It's not really fun, I will say that. But the easiest way to keep them from turning green is to make sure that you are keeping them covered inside of their little hole down here. Sometimes when they grow, they kind of pop up out of the ground, and when that happens, they get sunlight on them, and the sunlight turns them green. So putting down a nice thick layer of mulch will help them keep them from turning green. So I do that. I wouldn't necessarily call that hilling a potato, because hilling is trying to create more soil or straw or something around the base of the potato so it keeps growing upwards and creating more and more potatoes. I don't have that long of a season. My season is very, very short. It's only 90 days for fall. So I'm not looking for the largest potatoes. I'm looking for just a lot of potatoes on a new potato size, not necessarily that they're getting huge. That's spring potatoes. That's what we do for spring. I could mulch them right now, but honestly it's a little hot and I feel like it's gonna rain. So I'm gonna go inside. I might do that tomorrow. Honestly, you have plenty of time. These plants are gonna take like at least a month, you know, to get taller than 6 inches. But once they get above that, then they grow very, very fast. When these guys are ready to harvest, it may not be super obvious. They might be nice and green and bushy, and I'm gonna let them go basically until I hit a frost. And traditionally, if I get a good enough frost, it will kill off the tops. And that is my clue to go out here and grab my potatoes. But the other way that I'll know is, say if I don't get a frost, because there have been years that I don't get a frost at all. These guys will just keep growing, growing, growing. They'll get big and green and bushy. And then all of a sudden they'll start looking kind of sickly, and they'll start kind of falling over, and they'll start turning yellow. And you're going to think, oh, I didn't fertilize them enough. Don't fertilize them. If it's been about 90 days and they start acting that way, this is a normal life cycle of potatoes. They're going to die back. The entire top of the plant's going to die back. And this is a great opportunity if you're a Florida gardener and we have a warmer than normal winter and we don't get frost and we don't get anything that kills off the plant, then you're going to get an opportunity to grow these out to complete full size. You could just leave them in the garden until the tops are completely dry, brittle, dead, and then you can pull them out. So that's all we have to do for now. I'll mulch these out in a couple of days or once I see them sprouted up, and I'll keep you updated on whether this side, the cut side, sprouts this year versus the whole potato side. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can follow along and see if it worked or not. Because this will be the last year that I cut my potatoes if these guys rot, because I'm not getting rain for 10 days. I let them scab over for 10 days. They should sprout. But if they don't, we've learned our lesson. But you're only going to know that if you subscribe and follow along. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, guys. Happy gardening. If you want to learn more about growing vegetables in your backyard garden, make sure to check out my new ebook, Homegrown Florida Gardening Guide, at my website, homegrownfloridagarden.com. Make sure to pick up your copy today, and you will have all the information you need to be a successful gardener.